I wanted to add my comments to Councillor Qualley's comments. For 2 years before I was elected, my first election, I sat in the audience and I watched this council. And I sat there and I oftentimes was the only person in the audience. But I sat there and I made a promise to myself that if I was ever given the privilege to be able to sit in these seats, that I would stand up and speak up for what I believe is right. And no matter how hard that was or how intimidating it was, I would use the opportunity that I have to make a difference. And I know this is a difficult thing to talk about, and I'm sure I will find myself the target of attacks or threats for standing up and joining Councillor Qualley in her comments. But I have 4 daughters, and if any one of my 4 daughters were treated the way I have been treated, members of this council have been treated, staff have been treated over the last 6 years, it would be very clear that they would be being bullied, and there would be repercussions, and someone would stand up and say it wasn't right. And unfortunately, it's been allowed to grow and fester, and this type of treatment to ourselves has been considered normal in some way and considered par for the job and something we all should just accept as reality. And I think that is wrong. And I think, like as was said, there isn't repercussions. Members of staff cannot reprimand members of council. The mayor's job is not to do that. The only way we have to deal with these things is to stand up and speak up against it and say it's not right. And it's not right. And it hasn't been right for a long time. And as was said, if members of our staff acted this way, they would be dealt with and there would be repercussions because it would be very clear that it's not tolerated. So I honestly don't think there's necessarily an easy solution for us to come up with at this table right now, this evening. But I think there is the issue is bigger, and there is a symptom of some bigger issues going on here. And if we don't talk about them, and if we don't sit here and stand up and be brave enough to say what's happening isn't right, then it will just continue to be normal, and it will continue to be allowed as how we should treat each other. And I think we are all respected adults at this table, and I think we need to all start acting that way. Add my comments.